Hello everyone. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at an article from the Washington Times written by Stephen Dinan that was published on October 3rd. I think that the federal government and I should be going for way more than requesting that the Portland mayor relinquish control of the police department. But the title of the article here: ICE officers demand Portland mayor relinquish control of police after Occupy ICE protest. The title is demand, but then it's requested. And the thing is there should be a criminal investigation for the crap that he pulled, because it was clear that he was somehow, through intermediaries or whatever, if not directly he wasn't necessarily directly working with the little Antifa shitbags, but he somehow was coordinating with them. I mean, it was just too convenient, the shit that he's telling police officers, when to stand down and shit like that. And they're, doing it when at these appropriate times for them to be doing it, for Antifa to raise a lot of fucking hell. I mean, to me, definitely should be a criminal investigation. And what I think the federal government should be doing is actually working with the sheriff's department, because the county that Portland is in, the sheriff is the highest law of the land within the borders of that county. Over the local police, over the state police, it does not matter. They have final say. This was ruled by the Supreme Court. If they can get the county sheriff on their side, then they could actually cause some issues for the Portland mayor with the shit that has been pulled by that individual. And before we get into the article, I just got to say, it doesn't matter what side the file photo is, okay? When you see a protester going up against, ICE or the right, or and they're trying to make them look, defiant and all that, it's always someone. All right, let me rephrase this. There's always a woman in the picture. It doesn't matter if it's a group of people or an individual. And for the most part, this is always the case. And there's a bunch of spandex going on, and they usually don't have the ass for the spandex, for the yoga pants. People should look back to the movie Hackers and what Matthew Lillard said about spandex. It's a privilege, not a right. It really is. ICE officers asked the mayor of Portland, Oregon to give up control of the city's police department and sent letters Wednesday requesting federal and state investigations over his handling of Occupy ICE protests this summer. They should be demanding an investigation. Not requesting, they should be demanding at this point. Because what happened was some fucked up shit. Portland's protests were among the most chaotic and violent of nationwide efforts against U.S. immigration and customs enforcement. They lasted weeks and forced the ICE office in the city to shut down. Yeah. And it was coordinated, and while they're raising shit, conveniently at the same time, the cops are being told to stand down. To me, that sounds like there's a little bit of a coordination going on, a little bit of a conspiracy. Just my opinion, though. The National ICE Council, the union that represents ICE officers, said Mayor Ted Wheeler fueled the confrontations by expressing support for the protesters, and in public and private statements made it clear to the police that they were to stand down, ignoring some 911 calls from agency employees being menaced by the protesters. Now, he's openly flaunting his support of them. He's telling officers to stand down. Where the fuck was the sheriff? I mean, if I was the sheriff of that county, I wouldn't put up with that shit. I'd roll in my men and be like, you know what? Mayor, either you tell the officers, I would have my men there and be like, either you tell the officers to do their job, or I'm arresting you for conspiracy. Because either you're conspiring with Antifa, or you're here to uphold your oath and do your job. I mean, this is some ridiculous shit. The ICE counsel told Attorney General Jeff Sessions that Mr. Wheeler's directives violated those employees' civil rights, leaving them without protections he is required to provide. Well, actually, the police don't have to protect and serve you. There was a I believe it was either the court right below or the Supreme Court itself. I believe it was the Supreme Court. It's been so long since I'm having a brain fart on it. Anyway, basically the court ruled that police officers do not have to protect and serve. You had cops sitting there watching a crime take progress. I believe it was the person was being murdered, actually. And they just sat there in the car. And they got off scot-free because they did not have a duty to protect and serve. So guess what? If they don't have a duty to protect and serve us, they don't have a duty to protect and serve ISIS either. So that's kind of weak right there. I mean, I believe that the police should have been there to help out ICE. I really do. But they weren't obligated to do it. In a separate letter to Oregon Attorney General Ellen Rosebloom, the ICE counsel attorney said the mayor broke state laws against official misconduct. Yep. Clearly, that's misconduct when you tell the police by telling police to ignore ongoing crimes among the protesters. You're there to uphold, run the city and make sure everything is done properly, including the enforcement of the law. Instead of faithfully executing his oath of office and pledged to support the constitutions of the United States and Oregon, as well as the laws of Portland, Mayor Wheeler chose to leave his fellow citizens to fend for themselves for over a month against a lawless mob, which included violent militant groups, said Chris Kane, president of the National Union. And he's right on that. And the whole point of that, the reason why the mayor did it, was to intimidate people. Either you go along with these lines and you support these little shitbags, or they're going to smack you around and beat you up. It was about intimidation. And what gets me is these little soy boy fuckers are getting away with this shit, when if you just let the police, hell, if you let half the citizenry of Portland that isn't soy boyed out from all the fucking lattes and shit, with the lactose intolerance bullshit putting soy milk in it, if you actually let those real men that drink coffee with milk in it out onto the streets, they'd knock their fucking skulls together. These little pukes would get their fucking, shit together and maybe realize that they shouldn't have been out there for a month terrorizing the streets. But a lot of those people are police, and you told them to stand down, and you're not about to let the average citizenry go around and start smacking these little bitches the way they deserve to be smacked around. The ICE counsel said Mr. Wheeler's leadership of the police has been tainted and called for him to give up control now. Yeah, he should give up control, so that the police actually do their fucking job. Because they won't be told to stand down when it's politically convenient. Our hope is that Mr. Wheeler relinquishes his supervisory authority of the Portland Police Bureau pending the outcome of your investigation. Sean J. Riddle, the union's attorney, said in a letter to the state attorney general. A copy was provided to the mayor. He took to Twitter and responded, calling himself a political martyr. Make no mistake, they are coming after me because I'm a vocal opponent of the administration's policy of separating kids from their parents, he tweeted. Wah, fucking wah. Dude, you're not a victim. You literally told the police to stand down and allow for fucking criminals to go around committing crimes. You should be charged as an accessory to their crimes, in my personal opinion. I mean, I'm not a lawyer, but when you facilitate for them to be able to commit crimes the way you did, you're kind of an accessory. No, you actually are an accessory. He said past claims by the ICE counsel have fallen apart upon further investigation, and these claims, if investigated, will too. No, they won't. You're just trying to put out that PR optics spin right there. Christina Edmondson, communications director of Oregon's Attorney General, said that they have received and will review the letter. She didn't respond to questions about what such an investigation might look like. Text and emails obtained by the ICE counsel detailed Mr. Wheeler's stand-down directive to the Portland Police Bureau. Wow. They've got actual evidence of him telling them to stand down. This guy's fucked. If they apply the law equally, well, he's a Democrat, they probably won't. But if they were to apply the law equally, this guy is fucked. Here's where our office stands. The mayor will provide strategic direction to PPB. He will not dictate tactics. We will leave that up to the experts of the PPB. In this case, the mayor's strategic direction is for the PPB to not get involved unless lives are in danger. Read one of the texts that the ICE officers obtained. Read one of the texts. Wow. The Portland... Wow. Basically, yeah, all right. Don't do shit unless lives are in danger. That's some fucked up shit. That really is some fucked up shit. You see a crime happening, but don't do anything unless they're killing someone. Or they're beating the fucking living shit out of them. Yeah. Real class act there, Mayor of Portland. A follow-up email showed the police concluded that they were not to proactively patrol the protest and would respond only to calls that have an immediate life safety concern. That meant ignoring calls from ICE employees trying to get their cars out of parking lots blocked by protesters unless they felt they were specifically threatened, the email said. That's some fucking shitty fucking stuff going on there. This is some shady, nasty, shitty stuff. The ICE Council says that crosses the line into official misconduct. Yeah, when you got a call going out and you're ignoring a 911 call, that is kind of official misconduct when you're telling them to ignore it. If a rank-and-file police officer was presented with an ongoing crime for 30 days and did not take appropriate action, that officer would be placed on administrative leave and subject to an internal investigation, Mr. Riddle wrote. Mr. Crane said he tried to work things out with Mr. Wheeler directly over the summer when his attorney sent a cease and desist letter to the mayor. This mayor, I highly doubt you're going to work anything out with him. He's a fucking zealot. In a July 31st, not like a zealot. All right. He's one of those ones that's a zealot on the note of what's politically expedient. Then he becomes a zealot on those particular issues. I should be more clear like that, and specify that. In a July 31st response, Mr. Wheeler disputed the ICE officers' versions of events. He denied there was a policy of refusing to answer calls from ICE employees, though he said it was up to the federal government to police its own property in the city. Yeah? Well, at the edge of that parking lot, you fucking moron, that federal government property ends. They don't own the sidewalk. That's public property. That's, as in the city's domain. So when you have these shitbags blocking the exit of the parking lot of the ICE facility, that's your jurisdiction, fucknut. Now, if they crossed over that threshold, then the feds can fucking knock their skulls around, do a little shit like that. Go, oh, yeah, tripped and fell, which I wouldn't have a problem. In most cases I'd have a problem with, but with these little shitbags, if they tripped and fell a few times, I'd be okay with that. They're literally a terrorist organization and should be treated as such. Mr. Wheeler said he didn't want his officers to be engaged or sucked into conflict for the purpose of securing federal property that houses a federal agency with its own federal police force. We're talking outside the building. They were trying to stop people from leaving the parking lot and hitting their cars with shit. That's on public fucking property. Nice try. I love how this guy gets caught in his shit like a typical Democrat, trying to pass the blame everywhere, but have it at his own feet, but have that. This is vile and disgusting shit. This guy should be seriously investigated and brought up on charges. He should be learning how to play the fucking harmonica and take it up the ass without any Vaseline for this type of shit. Because he's guilty as fuck. There's enough evidence just by the text messages. It's pretty clear he said to stand down. He should be criminally charged. And the extent of his interaction with Antifa itself should be looked into as well. Because to me, it seems like he's coordinating with them. Seems to me like he's, beyond his sympathies, actually, doing stuff in their benefit while having a relationship with them. But hey, who am I to say on something like that? That's just my opinion. Some dude on the fucking internet, use an old fucking laptop to record this shit. But anyway, I've covered this well enough. I'm just going to leave things here. If you liked this video, depending on where you are watching it, please give it an upvote or thumbs up. If you want to know when new content of mine hits the internet, don't forget to subscribe to one or more of my social media or video accounts listed here. Also, with YouTube, don't forget to ring that bell. You can find all of my video content on both BitChute and YouTube. This may not be the case with other places I upload to, but I will try to minimize this happening. You are always welcome to interact with me at any of these sites on the list, so feel free to do so. If you have anything you want me to cover in a video, when it comes to news or current events, send it right along to me. I will try to do my best to cover it. As always, thank you for watching.